Why capitalism works best in America? Imagine a world where America wasn't the center of business growth, where another country with equally powerful natural resources, stable financial and legal institutions, and dynamic entrepreneurs took the lead. It's a world that could have been, but it's not the one we live in. Instead, the United States stands as the shining example of capitalism at its best. But how did it get there? How did a country founded in 1776 rise to become the global epicenter of business growth? What made American capitalism so uniquely successful? These are the questions we'll explore in this video. So join us on this journey as we explore the fascinating history of American capitalism and uncover the secrets behind its remarkable success. Hello everyone, you're watching Curious Businessman. And in this video, we will uncover why capitalism is the best economic model for America. But before we begin, we would like you guys to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and hit the notification bell icon so you do not miss out on amazing and entertaining content. Can you imagine a time when the United States wasn't the wealthiest and most powerful nation in the world? It's hard to believe, but back in 1783, after the American Revolution, the US was a minor player on the world stage, far from the economic powers of Europe and Asia. It was essentially an agricultural economy, with a small export market for grains, tobacco and salted fish, and limited manufacturing. By the year 1800, the population of the United States was just over 5 million, excluding Native Americans, with about 17% of the population enslaved. This was a far cry from the populations of Great Britain and France, not to mention China, which was the most populous nation on Earth with 300 million people. However, in the 19th century, the United States underwent a transformation, experiencing remarkable economic growth and a rise in per capita income. In 1820, the gross domestic product per capita of the United States was just below that of Italy and the Netherlands, and about two-thirds that of Great Britain. A growing manufacturing sector, particularly in textiles, a booming international trade in commodities like whale oil, and advancements in transportation like canals and railroads, all contributed to the rise in wealth. Unfortunately, this growth was also built on the backs of enslaved people in the South, who produced raw cotton for the global economy. This cruel and brutal system persisted until the Civil War. But after the war, the United States surpassed its European rivals in population growth, industrial output, and agriculture. The growth of business enterprise and government policies under the capitalist model that enabled its unprecedented scale and scope were major factors in this rise to wealth and power. The growth of business in the United States had been nothing short of phenomenal. From the completion of transcontinental railroads to the creation of transatlantic telegraph cables, entrepreneurs and innovators have transformed the landscape of the country. They built trading networks, massive factories, and financial enterprises. And by 1913, the US was the largest producer of manufactured goods and agricultural products worldwide. It's incredible to think that some of the country's largest firms in the early 1900s had several thousand employees, and their decisions could impact not only their own success, but also the nation's economic achievements. However, the growth of capitalism in America was not inevitable. The nation's founders could not have predicted the monumental impact that businesses would have on the country. It's astounding to think of how much the business world has evolved since then, with the development of large, complex corporations like General Motors, which employed over 624,000 people worldwide in 1955. As the 20th century dawned, the United States underwent a dramatic transformation that would ultimately result in a society dominated by business. But how did this happen? What made the United States such an appealing destination for entrepreneurs, both domestic and foreign? And how did American businesses grow to become the largest in the world by the early 20th century, exerting their influence not only on the economy, but on politics and culture as well? These questions speak to the very nature of American society and the role that capitalism has played in shaping it. On today's college campuses, it's become almost routine to study Karl Marx's Communist Manifesto in philosophy classes, or sit in on intro political science lectures where professors are open about their support for socialism. But if you notice, capitalism is rarely discussed. This lack of education on capitalism makes socialism and other economic structures seem alluring to young and curious minds seeking knowledge, especially when it's the only thing being taught. But no matter how passionately classmates in Che Guevara t-shirts argue for socialism, capitalism is the only economic system that truly works. Capitalism is the only sustainable economic system that has allowed America to remain a world leader in capitalist economies, despite attempts to socialize the nation. No matter what's being taught in class, or how many socialists argue for alternative economic structures, capitalism remains the most effective system. Imagine going back in time and talking to a visionary geo-architect 100 years ago. You tell them about a system that would define the world in the year 2000 called globalization. What kind of country would they design to compete and win in that world? The answer is simple. They would design a country that looks a lot like the United States of America. Let me explain why. First, they would have designed a country in a competitive geographic position, looking comfortably in both directions, connected to both Canada and Latin America, and able to interact with all three key markets of the world: Asia, Europe, and the Americas. Secondly, they would have given the country a diverse, multicultural, multi-ethnic, and multilingual population with natural connections to all continents of the globe, bound together by a single language, English, which would also be the dominant language of the internet. Thirdly, they would have established at least 5 different regional economies, joined by a single currency, the dollar, which would also be the reserve currency for the rest of the world. This creates a great asset because when one region might be slumping, the other could be surging, helping to smooth out some of the peaks and valleys of the business cycle. Moreover, they would have given the country extremely diverse, innovative, and efficient capital markets, where venture capitalism was considered a noble and daring art, so that anyone with a reasonable, or even ridiculous, invention in their basement or garage could find a venture capitalist somewhere to back it. Our geo-architect would certainly have designed a country with the most honest legal and regulatory environment in the world, with relatively little corruption, plenty of legal safeguards for any foreigner who wants to make an investment and take out their profits at any time, and a rule of law that enables markets and contracts to work and safeguards and encourages innovation through patent protection. Lastly, the country would have a system of bankruptcy laws and courts that actually encourages people who fail in a business venture to declare bankruptcy and then try again before succeeding and starting the next Amazon.com without having to carry the stigma of their initial bankruptcies for the rest of their lives. So it's no wonder that capitalism works best in America. With its unique blend of geography, diverse population, efficient capital markets, honest legal and regulatory environment, and bankruptcy laws, America has become the center of business growth. Capitalism is more than just an economic system. It's a way of life that has come to define American society. Overall, capitalism has been a driving force of progress and prosperity in the United States. It incentivizes innovation, rewards hard work and entrepreneurship, promotes consumer choice and competition, provides opportunities for upward mobility, and promotes individual freedom and autonomy. These are all reasons why capitalism is so deeply rooted in American culture, and why it will continue to be a powerful force for good in the future. Before we end this video, I would like you to check out our other video on Journey of Harley-Davidson, how a bike brand survived World War I and II and still continues to thrive. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video informative and engaging. As we've seen, the success of American capitalism can be attributed to a combination of factors, including the country's abundant natural resources, stable financial and legal institutions, and dynamic entrepreneurs. What do you think about capitalism in America? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell to be alerted whenever we upload a new video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.